Patel, who's one of our great colleagues and the head of AOSIS, a globe-spanning network that is without equal in its ability to rally people in quick order around important causes, and he'll say what he has to say about all this.
Switch buttons. Thanks so much, Bill, and thanks so much to 350 and to AOSIS. It's an honor to share this movement with you. So I'm going to add just a little bit to what you said about tomorrow, mainly. We know that Copenhagen is a showdown between all the people of the world and our representatives who have failed us for years. And we've been looking for a champion. The people have been looking for a champion. And I think today we find that champion in AOSIS. What we've seen AOSIS do is throw a wrench in the efforts of a low-ambition coalition of some of the world's largest polluters at Copenhagen to engineer a deal, a low-ambition deal, and greenwash it. And tomorrow, we'll see that army that Bill was talking about. We'll see people all across the world, over almost 3,000 vigils in 136 countries. From Kabul to DC to Manila, we'll have face painting in Toronto and a vigil at the Berlin Wall. And what we'll aim to do tomorrow is draw a bright line between success and failure at Copenhagen, so that there's a very clear standard of a real deal that we set for our leaders, that they're not allowed to call anything less than that success here. And that real deal has 3 points in it. And just as AOSIS has called for, it requires a legally binding treaty, an enforceable treaty. It requires a level of ambition that brings us down to a safe level of 350 parts per million, peaking our emissions in 2015. And finally, it requires a fair amount of funding, at least $200 billion by 2020 in finance for the poorest countries who are not responsible for climate change, but are going to bear the brunt of it. So this is the third time this movement has taken to the streets in the last 4 months. We had the global wake-up call on September 21st. We had the fantastic day of action around 3:50 in October, which CNN called the most widespread political day of action in history. And this will be the third time we've come together, and it'll be bigger than before. And I think what we're seeing right now is a movement that rises to this moment. And we're with AOSIS, and we're excited about what we can do together. There's a couple more details I'll give you about what happens tomorrow. I think I might kick that to... Does anyone have press packs about what will be happening tomorrow in the room? Okay, so the person with their hand up, go ask her if you want specific details about what's happening tomorrow. The overview is we will have a vigil here at the Bella Center at 4 p.m. where Desmond Tutu and Mary Robinson will be speaking. And we will also have a march that will rally in Copenhagen in Parliament Square that will start at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Then a march to the Bella Center at 4 p.m. Then we'll have the vigil here in the Bella Center at 4 p.m. with Desmond Tutu. And then after that vigil, there'll be a larger rally and vigil outside the Bella Center. So if you want any more details, go to the nice lady with her hand up. So the schedule, very quickly, and I'll get out of the ambassador's way. The schedule is 1 p.m. is a rally in Parliament Square in Copenhagen. And that's 1 till 2 p.m. Then there's a march from 2 till 4 from Parliament Square to the Bella Center. At 4 p.m. there will be a vigil next to the Greenpeace Climate Rescue Station, which is just out back. It's very close by here. And that vigil will be with Desmond Tutu and Mary Robinson. And then after that, there'll be a larger rally and march outside the Bella Center. Okay? Thanks, everyone.